Hey everybody, Ira Miller here, Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel. We have a little bit of a different format going on tonight because we have a guest speaker. And also, we really had our conference room set up for all this, and we don't have internet. So, needless to say, it is what it is. You got all this mess going on here. Actually, what this actually does is it kind of lets you a little bit behind the scenes, I guess, as to how things operate, right? So, it is what it is. And I don't like change very much, but I guess, why is that camera so far away?
I can look it close.
So, anyways, kind of a little sticky start to what's going on. Where's all right, this is a mess. Okay, let's get this going. All right, let's see. All right, so who do we have in the house tonight? I want to start with numero uno, Kerry Winkle. Numero uno, Kathy probably got you right there in the front of everybody. So we have Tammy, Misty. Oh, Missy Mo. Well, Missy, I haven't seen you in a while. So thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Nice, Missy, my sister in Wisconsin, and I was, okay, wait a minute. Hello from Tallahassee. Hello. 73 degrees in Michigan. That's comfortable. That's the air conditioner turned on up there. So we got Rich A. Rich, I've been missing you too. You and Missy. I haven't seen y'all in a few shows, I guess. Unless you're just sitting there in the background, just enjoying dinner and whatever. So, yeah, I missed the old weather report there from Warminster, PA. All right, sunny and 67 and sunny. Oh, nice. Hold on, let me kind of move stuff around here. Oh, man. Okay. This is, all right. All right, 80 degrees in Tallahassee, Pat and Jane in the house. Cindy, good evening from Pittsburgh. So, Cindy, thank you for joining us. And so, Christian.
Yes, sir.
That is supposed to be right here, isn't it?
I was just trying to get the best way for you to look at the camera at the same time.
Well, doing
I
that.
did have the camera over here though, so yeah, I'll move this over.
Oh my gosh. You can move that that light if you'd like. There you go. It's all good. Well, I didn't mean that much. Look at this. We got this shadow on the back.
Yeah, that's why I was moving that. Cool. So that is out of the shot. Easy to read? Or should I put it up more?
Oh no, it looks like it's kind of teetering though. But just don't want it to fall. Now just move that light back over this way. There you go. And anyways, it is what it is. We're just going to have to suffer through it this evening. So Ira is usually, yeah. Well, so as you can see, everything is totally different than it normally is. So like I said, I began to say, making sure that's on.
Yeah, you sound good.
Like I began to say, we had the conference room all set up, but no internet, no access to any of that. So we had to kind of improvise here because we do have a guest speaker this evening, and we're trying to do our best. So there you go. Anyways, where are my statistics?
23 right now.
Okay, that chair's in the way.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Okay. All right. Man, so we were going to go ahead and, you know what? We probably should have done the boosters thing tonight rather than yeah, had I known that that was all messed up. So the boom mic doesn't work.
Oh, it does. It's just since you have a guest, the lapels have two. Otherwise, we just have to put the mic in front of both of you.
Okay. All right. So let's keep moving quite right along. One step closer to selling the house. Cool. All right, so let's get a move on here today. Like I said, we have our special guest coming up here shortly, and let's see. Played pickup sticks in the yard today, filled up 10. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you want to see, oh, you want to play Home Depot bag, huh? Well, I gotcha. I gotcha. Actually, I had 3 bags out front today. But let's see if I can find, let me see, March 19th. Because I take pictures all the time of, oh, here we go. Poof. All right. I think there's 25 bags there, if I'm not mistaken. Lowe's and Home Depot on ya. Okay? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 21, maybe 21. That's just the first go around. Okay? Let me see if I have any others. See, those are the trees that I have in my backyard, which causes that madness every year. I'm just waiting for the year when I can't do it anymore. Let's see, what else can I show y'all? Oh, we got Crestwind I'm looking at. And oh, somebody asked me about my golf cart garage. So let's talk about my golf cart garage. So I had some block guys, my block masons, come in and put the block up for the golf cart garage. So I'm just going to start off with this. So to tie everything into the house, they go and do that. Well, that's all well and good, except for when it rains. So we can't have that. So what did I do? I went ahead and put a patch on there. So as you can see, I should have given all this stuff to Christian first. So I patched it up so water couldn't get in there. There's another little patch on the other wall.
Are those the same patches you did for that short?
Renovations and IM Realty, and I'm up here. Oops. Here we go. Hold on. Miller here with IM Renovations and IM Realty, and I'm up here on top of my golf cart garage with my buddy Claus helping me.
Yeah, they've seen that video.
And we're doing a patch up here because they've seen it.
I made it into a short.
Putting this block in. Oh, okay. All right. Christian told me y'all have seen that, so that's cool. What am I doing? Hey everybody, Ira Miller here, getting ready to put some fertilizer down here at my listing at 915 Ramos. Got a little bit of a problem with. Did y'all see that? In here, so we're gonna.
That's the one that owner
Hey
thought was
everybody,
backwards
Ira
and
Miller
couldn't
here
recognize
with
the
Homes
house.
Around the Villages YouTube. All right, so there we go. Just a few little shorts for you. I'm just kind of going through here. See. Oh. Sawgrass Grove. Oh, is it Sawgrass Grove? Okay, and they've got an excellent band going on. Come on. Check this out. Hey. Okay. Anyways, all right, so here's the deal. I'm going to kind of get this right out of the way right up front. And I don't know if anybody else in here knows this, but all right, let me just kind of use my wrong thing. All right, as you guys know, this is my YouTube channel. We have now hit 25,000 plus subscribers, which is a beautiful thing. I'm loving it. Here's what we're doing tonight. Your loan questions answered. Special guest, Kerry Collins. Home tours. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but every time, wait a minute, I got to do this. If I can figure this out. This is craziness. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is my YouTube channel.
Here, I'm gonna, just to make you a bit easier to, there you go.
Okay.
So you don't take up the whole screen.
That's cool. And if you go to live, these are all my lives that I do every week with you guys, right? So if you ever miss an episode or a week where you couldn't watch or whatever, you know you could always come back here to get on and catch up with whatever happened on our live stream. Well, I was asking myself, how long have I been doing this? Really wasn't sure. And so I went and I started scrolling through these. And
that's the one.
There we go. Scrolling through these. So streamed a month ago, because we do it every week. 3 months ago, 3 months ago, 3 months ago. Well, so I kept going and going and going. So 1 year ago, then we get into, it's quite a few, obviously, because we do them once a week. 2 years ago. So now I've been doing this for 2 years straight. 3 years ago. So 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. It seems like 3 years ago, like even after we had our YouTube live stream, that 3 years ago we'd have 2,300 views, 1,700 views, 1,800 views. 2 years ago, it dropped to 800, 753. And then going to 1 year ago, 248, 351, 391. So, it just seems to me that people have kind of lost interest with Homes Around the Village's YouTube channel live. And so, like I said, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we've 1,700, 1,900. And so 4 years we've been doing this. Look, 5,800 views when we first started. Over here, 7,200 views. If y'all ever are interested, this would be interesting. Going back 4 years ago, back in the I'm interested. So this is May of 21st. That's almost exactly 4 years ago. All right. Hey, everybody. Ira Miller here, Monday Night Live. I guess we're running a couple of minutes behind, but sorry about that. Happy press in real estate. All right. Here's our marketing update. So interesting. Laura Lamp, Jerry Bell, Sue, Cindy. Hey, Cindy G. How about that? Wonder whatever happened to Rami. So this is pretty cool. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, let me go up here. If y'all ever get bored and want to kind of see a little bit about what's going on, that would be pretty cool to check things out. But I'm going to take a break. And so I haven't taken a break in like 4 years. And I think we started out every other week we were doing this. Then we went to every week. But it just seemed like when I started looking at the numbers, surprisingly enough, all of our analytics, all of our views have gone down. So we're going to take a break. And so since this is the end of March, we're not going to be doing a live stream for April because I just feel like, listen, I love all you guys. There's Cindy G. She's been with me, as you could see, for 4 years. God bless you, Cindy. Thank you very much. And I'm glad I went back to see that. That was pretty cool. But what we're going to do is we are going to take a break for at least April, and then I'm going to decide what we're going to do from there. You know, like I said, I'm looking at all the analytics. I see how many people joined us every week, and it seems like everything's been trending down. I can't really feel like it's the market that's doing it. Just feel like kind of I'm probably doing the same thing over and over and over again. I try to switch it up as best I can, but there's only so much you can do. I mean, I could do a little more live stream, but even my live stream didn't really seem, at Boosters, didn't seem to get the the yeah, I told you I've been around for a while. You know, like I said, I love you, Cindy, for doing that. God bless you. It's just trying to get rid of this thing on the screen. Okay. So thank you, Cindy, for being there for me. I really appreciate it. But, you know, I don't want to say all good things come to an end. I don't know if I'm really going to end it for good, but I know I'm going to stop for April and kind of regroup a little bit, I think. So just be looking for what we do every, Thursday or Friday. We'll do a notification as to what's going on, but I'm going to...
Just a reminder, we do have, remember we were going to do a part 2 for Crestwind. That is scheduled for the 10th of April. No? Okay.
Not doing it. So we're gonna cut it for at least April, and then we'll kind of take a look and see what we're going to do. I really feel like needs to be something new, refreshing, and if not, I don't know. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at. So I wanted to kind of mention that pretty early up front, because I know a lot of people will come on, come off, and at least if y'all have been coming on here, and anybody who might come later on our encore presentation, I'll say, when we post it to our YouTube channel, then at least some people, everybody will see that's up front. I'll probably mention it again at the end of the live stream tonight, but for now, I mean, I've kind of been hinting about this. I think I hinted about this last month in February, that I was thinking about doing something, but definitely gonna need to, I think, regroup and figure out where we're gonna go, what we're gonna do from here. And if you have any suggestions, email us. So homes, HOMES, around the villages.
It's right under your waist, too.
Okay, all right, so there, you're right there. Homes around the villages at gmail.com. You can you can text to the phone number that's on there as well, and we'll see those. So Missy, I guess I don't know. You know what? So I did show you all the live streams that we've posted over the years. Now might be a good time, if you kind of ever feel like you need an Ira fix, to go back to one of those live streams and check it out. Especially those older ones that are like 4 years ago. That was pretty cool. That was pretty eye-opening. So I enjoyed that. So without further ado, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring Kerry on and talk about our mortgage broker segment. I hope you all brought your, let's see, Gracie is saying your YouTube hasn't been pushing your live feed or your videos out to my feed. So Christian.
They just have to make sure they hit the bell icon when they subscribe.
Ah, well, Gracie, so I'm being told that you need to hit the bell icon or the notification icon along with hitting subscription when you subscribe to be notified.
And then they'll see something like that at the top.
So this is what Christian's going to show you right now, what you're going to see.
It'll be on the bell icon at the top, and it will show you your latest ones with Ira being right here.
Where's the bell icon?
It's going to be right here at the top of your YouTube.
Looking kind of...
I'm trying to get the focus in on it. No, he just wants to stay focused on you.
All right, so let's see. So Gracie, thank you for saying that, because didn't really know that that was the case. So everybody out there really needs to hit that notification icon. And Christian is saying, I am not getting the notification either. And Cindy's saying she's not getting notified either. And did you hit the, Cindy, you had to. You've been around as long as you have. You had to have, I would have thought, hitting that notification icon. Are you getting any notifications about all these videos that I'm putting out there? Let me know.
Oh, also, if you have notifications turned off on your phone, then YouTube wouldn't send it to your phone. So like if you block YouTube from sending notifications, even if you have the bell icon, it's not going to send you a notification because you told YouTube not to.
Sit over here.
Okay.
Tell everybody what you just told me so we can.
So if you block your notifications from an app, let's say it's YouTube, for example, and you turn on the app notifications for the new videos, it's going to listen to the main app priority and block you from seeing those notifications. So if you turn it off in general from your phone, then you won't be able to see those specific ones unless you open up the app itself.
So would you have to go into the settings and allow notifications?
Exactly, for
Okay.
YouTube. Yep.
So what, you want to show somebody how you kind of have to do that?
Sure. Let's go to let me just go to my settings. Move that out of the way. So on your phone, you will have a section that will have just your notifications. And then if you go there, they'll have individual app settings. So I can see app notifications. If I click there, I will have all my apps that I can choose to get notifications. If you turn them off when you first download the app, you can turn them back on here.
So you think that's the problem?
Or they'd have to put the bell icon at the beginning. Either one of those will stop them from getting notifications.
So, because then he says, I have all checked with the bell. Okay, how about so how about interest rates, Missy Mo? Yes, but not the live when. Okay, but Cindy says yes, but not the live when on YouTube. What difference does it make? It's your last show. There you go. No, it's not my last show, Missy, but it is the last show for the month, and there won't be any more in April, but there will be more moving on. We just have to...
Videos get notified as well, not just live streams.
Okay. See, I don't know how it's done, but I get notifications from other channels that they're going to have a live stream on a particular date and or time. That's something that you can or should do. So it's probably something on our end, Gracie, that we're going to have to really, because you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even get notifications on my own live stream. So, yeah. I'll have to check what's going on. But I really appreciate you all bringing that up, because that is a huge issue. If nobody's being notified of our videos coming up. Okay. All right. Kerry Collins, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone.
So he's kind of the go-to guy whenever somebody's looking to get pre-qualified or qualified or get a mortgage. He's my go-to guy. I will always call Kerry. I just called him last week. I said, hey, do you do bridge loans? So he's the guy that can always answer our questions. So Missy says, how about those interest rates?
Well, Missy, if the experts knew about where interest rates were going, we'd all be more aware of where they're going. So the day that we started our little confrontation with Iran, the interest rates started going up. They were in the fives at that point, and now the average, based on Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, is right about 6.5. So they have been increasing. They were down in the high fives at the end of February, and I don't know if you know, but there's a direct correlation between interest rates and the 10-year note. So if you ever follow the 10-year note, at the time, the 10-year note was at 396. And that's when interest rates were at their lowest this year. And now they're at like 440. So they've gone up quite a bit. And along with them, the interest rates have gone up. They don't know when they're going to go back down, because with oil being higher, inflation has increased, and there's a lot of unsettled people out there. So that has impacted the, I guess, the market on interest rates right now. Are there any other questions about the mortgage side that I can help anyone with?
Let me see if I am. Why does this thing keep popping up here? I got to get rid of that.
Now, one thing to know, that's on a 30-year conventional with really great credit and about 25% down too, just so you know that. So that's not like a 3%, not great credit. Those would be higher.
Well, and so my question is, we have a new Fed chairman coming up.
We do.
Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Well, one of the things also that happened is that when the Fed had their last meeting, they indicated that they don't foresee in the near future that they're going to make any changes to the federal interest rate as well. And even though there's not a direct correlation between the Fed and mortgage interest rates, there is an impact. And the current person who runs the Fed, he has not been open to being aggressive on reducing interest rates. If there's a new Fed chairman and they are more aggressive, that could impact the interest rates as well. But it won't be like right away. It will be it'll impact it, and it will impact the 10-year note. So that's probably what will happen. And I think we have to get through this thing with Iran first. And they have to open up the oil lanes, and we have to bring our energy costs down again. So before we see a shift down again.
So it all seems to be tied into inflation.
Correct.
Is what we've always heard.
Mm-hmm.
So how is this affecting inflation? Do you have any idea?
Well, I mean, oil, I think it was down in the 60s or 70s on a per barrel basis. Now it's up above 100. So, and then if there's a restriction on being able to get oil in a cheaper manner for a while, then that will impact. I mean, look at all the things that are impacted by oil. All of our trucking, all of our airlines, all of our food prep. I mean, there's so many things that are impacted by that. So naturally, prices are going to increase.
Well, that's what I've always said.
Yeah.
The last administration, who refused to pump oil, and also kind of, I always said it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you're not pumping oil, you're not giving truckers, that
Right.
lower fuel rate. Yeah, everything else is going to go up.
Well, it seems like it's a common sense argument, right? Hey, if you have your own oil, why not pump it instead of buying it from someplace else that's thousands of miles away?
Yeah.
So it has to be shipped here. So, but yeah, I mean, if we can produce our own, which we're fortunate that we have the ability to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but then again, being oil is a global commodity, we shouldn't even be affected by what's going on. But now we're getting down into the political venue. We'll steer away from that.
Yes, thanks.
So, all right. So, Wrestler Mania. Thanks for sharing this. You're the man. Hey, why don't you, if any of you have any questions for Kerry? I'm just trying to look through and think through the whole thing. So, Kerry, why don't you tell us what kind of programs that you have for mortgages?
Well, I mean, we have the typical. Obviously, we have conventional, which is really good, and
No, so conventional is 20% down.
well, conventional really is dependent because if you own a current home, you could put as little as 5% down on a conventional loan if you're not a new homeowner. If you're a new homeowner, you can put as little as 3% down on a conventional loan now. So, and that now the rates are going to be higher. You're going to have mortgage insurance and stuff like that, but it's it's a benefit, if you can't afford to put quite a bit down. So conventional has options. And then FHA, you can put as little as 3.5% down. And an FHA loan is really for somebody who doesn't have great credit or they have issues on their credit, because you can go down, 600 or even a little bit below 600 on a credit score to be able to do an FHA loan. And then I've been doing a lot of VA loans here. I don't know if you know it, but there's over 17,000 veterans in the villages. And, so last month I did 5 VA loans. A VA loan is an awesome loan because it gives the veteran, it's a benefit to the veteran for their service. And it gives them the opportunity to put 0 down or as much down as they want. And they get a better interest rate. There's no mortgage insurance. And if a veteran, and I've had this happen, if a veteran is 100% disabled, I've been able to get the top portion of the taxes removed up front on the mortgage versus, them having to go back and get their money back later. Because when they escrow taxes and home insurance, if I go to the county, there's a document I can get from the county that I give to the mortgage company. And it says basically they don't have to pay the top portion of the taxes here. So the ad valorem portion, which is based on the value of the house. So it's a really great benefit.
Yeah. But they have to pay the the non-ad
They
valorem.
They do have to pay the non-ad valorem here.
The villages
So
are...
the bond, the maintenance, and the fire, it has to be paid. So
And sewer, water,
sewer, water,
trash,
amenity
fee.
Yep.
All that. It doesn't matter if you're in foreclosure. It doesn't matter what. That's going to accrue regardless of whatever happens. So, years ago, back in 2007, 2008, I dealt in a lot of foreclosures. And sometimes a home would be foreclosed in the villages for 2 years before it ever hits the market. And then if somebody came along, well, it's the bank that kind of had to catch up with all the back water fees, sewer fees, trash, amenity fee. It was tens of thousands of dollars that that bank had to pay. It was pretty crazy. So just know those never stop. What types of mortgage products would you recommend for shorter term loans? For example, if for tax reasons someone needs to take 2 or 3 years to shift funds to cash for a home purchase.
Well, I mean, the lowest cost option, and I'm going to speak against me for a moment, is to pay cash if you can, obviously, for a house at least. But if you're going to look at a home loan, doing a conventional loan with 25 or 30 or 35% down is going to be the most cost-effective one to use. And then something that a lot of lenders don't talk about is recasting the loan. So I have clients also, and that currently own a home, but they want to sell it afterwards. So they'll come in, they'll put 20% down on a conventional loan, and then they'll sell their house back from where they are, and they'll have another couple $100,000 with them. They can take that couple $100,000 and they can contact their servicer and say, hey, I want to recast my loan. It will cost $250 to $300. And what happens is they make a payment of, say it's $150,000. The principal will be down $150,000, and then they'll re-amortize that loan. So for instance, in my case, I did that. It brought my principal and interest from $1,600 down to $600 a month. So it reduced my monthly obligation, which I think that's a great opportunity to do.
Yeah. Did they re-amortize that all over again, reset back to 30 years?
No, they keep it on the same number of years it is now.
Okay.
And then, but they don't change the interest rate or anything like that, the number of years. They just re-amortize it based on the new balance of the loan, and just do it from there based on the number of years that are there. So it's a great option.
Yeah. And no penalty.
No penalty at all. So it's much less expensive than doing a refinance. It really is. So I think it's a great option.
Talk to me about HELOCs, because I have somebody I'm working with. One of her options was she owns a home here in the Villages, and one of the options was to get a home equity line of credit. Now, what she wants to do is buy another home first, move into that other home, then put her home on the market and sell it. But, she needed the cash from the sale of the home, and one of the options was thrown out there.
Sure.
Was to get a HELOC.
Well, say that somebody has a lot of equity in their property. So say their property is worth 400 and they have a loan remaining of 100,000. So they have $300,000 of equity. You can get a home equity line of credit, basically, for up to about 80%. Okay, so that would leave a good chunk of money that they could take out, as long as the house isn't for sale. If the house is for sale, they're not going to do a home equity line of credit for you because they think you're going to sell the house.
Right.
So and there's lenders out there. We do them. It's not my expertise. I oftentimes will refer them to somebody that I trust, but I think it's a good opportunity if they want to put a chunk of money down on the new mortgage that will get a better interest rate, will improve their options, and then when they sell their house, they pay off that line of credit, right? They pay it off, and then they just go forward with the new loan.
Cool. What types of mortgage products? We already went through that. We have to sell our home. Can you re-amortize after putting money on principal? I think we just answered that, right?
Yeah, that's called recasting. Okay, but you have to, you just can't go in and put a chunk of money down. You have to contact the servicer of the loan to make sure that they have the ability to do the recasting, and then you have to just follow their procedures.
Okay. Oh, hey, Steve. Been wondering where you are, man. Need to call us. Okay, going back with Kerry. I'm gonna ask for personal information myself. So I'm wanting to buy a lot and build a home. I'm a contractor. I'm going to build my own home. I have a home that I already own. I have about $450,000, let's say, in equity in the home I own now. So what is the best way for me to get money to buy that lot and build that home. I know I can get a construction loan, and where it wraps into a permanent mortgage. It's a construction perm, I think.
Construction and perm, yeah.
And so that's kind of what I'm thinking is I'd like to do.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of lenders that do construction to perm loans because it's more challenging, and there are some. But I think it's really important to find out, get the plan together on what you want to do. Here's the land, here's the plan for the house, so that you have the expenses down, and then approach a lender so they can go in and talk to their, the underwriter team just to make sure it's done right. But yeah, it's definitely possible to do a construction to perm. And what happened, there's some that are there's a two closing process. The lender that I use happens to have a one closing process. So what happens is that, say it was a $450,000 land and home that you wanted to purchase, it would basically be a $450,000 loan that would be set up, they'd close, and then as the builder is building the project, they would get draws based on that loan. And then you would pay interest only until the house was set for you to move into or take full ownership of it. So so those draws would be interest only, and they would only be based on the portion of the draw that was actually taken. So even though it's a $450,000 loan, you're only paying interest on the portion that the draw was given. So if it was 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, that would total 75. So that's what the interest only would be based on until you fully closed.
So I wouldn't even need the equity out of my home.
Sometimes you wouldn't. You do have to put a certain amount of money down, though.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to look into that. I don't know who's calling me, but can you amortize? Okay, we talked about that. So that was my man Steve there that is looking to help us out here at the office. So talk to me about, let's talk about bridge loans. So I know you kind of...
I actually give the bridge loans that I have an opportunity to do, I give them to an expert.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is because I want to stick with what I know really well. I mean, I know conventional, FHA, VA. I know other non-QM loans like bank statement loans and DSCR, which is an investor loan. I know all sorts of other loans. And because bridge loans are a little bit different, but basically the intent of a bridge loan is if somebody has a bunch of equity and they want to buy a house over here, they're able to utilize some of that equity to take money out and bridge the funds over to this new home. So it's almost like a home equity line. I don't know if there's a rate difference between the two, but that's kind of what it is. And the bridge loan, they know that house is going to be sold. So their bridge loan has a certain life on it. It could be 6 months, it could be a year before it has to be paid back. So they know that you're planning on selling that home.
And also the person I was working with had some investments, enough investments really to pay cash for the home. And her wealth advisor was going to arrange something for where they could get a loan on their investments to go ahead and...
I've seen that before too.
And I can't remember the name of that, but that's something that you can do if you have, if you're looking, for other options.
I think that when you take a loan against your own money, I think it has to be from an IRA or a 401k though. I believe it's a qualified account. And, you guys might want to check if you have a financial advisor on that. But I think that's what it is. I think it's based on a tax-deferred investment, basically, I think.
Okay.
So
that sounds about right. because I know that person's investments were, rather than liquidate,
Yep.
they were able to borrow short term until they got their other home
Right.
sold and then send the money
And that's
back.
because they would have to pay taxes on that. When they took the distribution, or if they took a distribution, they'd have to pay taxes if it was just a distribution. But if they're borrowing the money against it, they don't have to, and then they can pay themselves interest back too. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What other types of loans are there? So we covered VA, 100%.
Mhm.
And then if it's 100% disabled, you can
Yep.
get rid of your taxes off the top, not the non-ad valorem, but the ad valorem. And then FHA, 3.5% down.
Mhm.
That's a good one. And then conventional, you can have 3%, 5%.
Mhm.
The more money you
Yeah.
put down,
The better the rate.
the better
Yeah.
the rate.
Yeah.
So what else? Are we missing anything?
Well, there's something called non-qualified loans, and I talked to about them a little bit before. But if there's somebody who's self-employed, and they don't show a lot of income, we can utilize their bank statements, last 12 months of bank statements, to use that as basically to show income. So that's another type of loan. It's called a bank statement loan. Then, I just talked about what's called a DSCR, a debt service coverage ratio loan. That is really for investors. So if somebody wants to buy an investment property down here, they don't have to show any income. What the general rule on a debt service coverage ratio loan, or a DSCR, is that the potential rent that is determined by an appraiser can cover the mortgage.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much all they have to do. And for that loan, they just have to show enough assets to be able to cover the down payment and closing costs, and some reserves. Like, I think it's 6 months of reserves that they have to have. And then they're able to purchase a home, and then, as an investment property. So that's always a good option.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as long as you can show that rent will cover
Yeah.
that mortgage.
And the other thing on that is that the amount that they have to put down is really based on the credit score. So the higher the credit score, I think that the minimum they'd have to be able to put down is like 20%. But still, that's a great option, for people that want to buy investment properties.
Well, so Joey, my son, and I, we were talking about starting to get into that business.
Really?
Into investment homes. So that's called a
DSCR.
DSCR. Debt service?
Debt service coverage ratio. So it basically covers the mortgage.
So we'll be talking to you about that. Cool. Investment properties. All right. Yeah, see what you learn on this show? I used to hear about no doc loans. Is that still a thing?
I haven't done that since I've been in the business. I haven't never done anything like that.
But there used to be.
There used to be. There's probably some lenders out there that do stuff like that. But I have a private lender, and the only thing they want is like 40 to 50% down, and they don't want to see a credit report. The house has to appraise, and they need a good survey. So, but that's really expensive because the rates there are probably 9, 10, 15, up to 15%.
What?
What's interesting, I have a cousin in Massachusetts. He does that. He gets 17%.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess, is there a penalty for paying those off?
Sometimes they have a prepayment penalty, like for a year. So it's unbelievable what.
Because if somebody's into flipping homes,
Yeah.
I mean, that might be worth it to them.
And sometimes they have other programs for flipping homes, but yeah, it could be. Yeah. So
Cool. Well, I'll talk to you about, some more of those.
Cool.
Interesting. What else can we talk about? I know that my income would qualify if I could work remotely, but the agency I work for won't allow me. Oh, okay, so, well, there you go, Gary, Mr. Winkle. Let me see. Do I have the right one? No, I have the wrong one.
That,
Okay.
you know, what he just said is a challenge, because if somebody wants to buy a primary home down here and they work currently up like in a different place, if they can work remote, then we can count the income. If they can't work remote, then the income's not going to count. And you know, if they put a contract on a house, you could definitely lose your you know, escrow deposit and stuff like that. But you really have to make sure that whoever you're using as a lender, that you really tell them everything, because the lenders find out. They do background checks. There's all sorts of stuff that they can find out about people, you know, in terms of how many homes they own and things like that. It's funny. I had a woman that bought in the Villages. She was 78, and she told me she had three properties. One she lived in, and two others. Well, she had three properties that she had homes on. She had 14 other ones that was just land.
Wow.
So when I you know, we put it into the lender, and the lender said, hey, she's got a bunch of other properties. So what do you mean she has a bunch of other properties? She doesn't have a bunch. She has 3 properties.
Yeah.
No. Here's all the other ones. So I investigated it because she couldn't. So yeah, and they were in separate counties in Missouri. So we had to get, you know, all the taxes and make sure that they were lands. We had to get the property record card for them, and it was quite interesting.
Oh, make sure she wasn't upside down too.
Oh, she wasn't. No, she was
Yeah.
great. You know, she qualified because, you know, land, it doesn't have much of a tax burden. It was like $50 a year, so that didn't impact her on the debt to income ratio. But yeah, she had 3 plus 14, 17 properties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she was well to do.
They will find out.
They know where you live.
Yes, they do.
Kyle, thank you for that. Kyle says it's the income that makes the opportunity. I would buy from you. Thank you. If I had the income to support it. So, Racer Girl, we finally made it. As you can see, things look entirely different tonight because we're improvising. And Kathy, yeah, okay. Congratulations, Gary, on getting married. I knew that you guys were. I saw you here a couple weeks ago. Saw that ring. You're the man. So, anyways, Racer Girl, thank you for joining us this evening. You're probably over there at Boosters listening to Jace, I'll bet. That's why you're kind of here a little bit later, but that's okay. Better late than never. If you have any questions, I know you already have your house here. You already have everything in place, but we're here to answer any and all mortgage questions this evening. So let's see. Let me go back and make sure that I didn't miss anybody. What did I miss? Well, one thing I will tell you missed was I told everybody that I'm taking the month of April off, so we will not have any live streams for the month of April. And for reasons, you'll have to go back and watch the recorded version to find out. But yeah, I just feel like interest has been going down. People watching our recorded versions have gone down. And so I think maybe we just need to start doing something, start fresh. So there's Racer Girl. I didn't get a notification. I've been working on the house. See, and that's what we've been talking about, Renee. I don't understand why.
So I did some research. 15% of the people who joined this live stream went from a notification.
Say that again?
15% of the current audience came from a notification. So 15% of people got it. For our total channel, 12% of people are allowed to do it, like they have the bell icon on, but only 6% of those 12% have actually allowed YouTube to notify them.
Well, Christian, there's 85% out there that aren't.
Yep, so they got to hit the bell icon after subscribing.
And that's not what they're saying. Kathy said that she's got all her notifications on and doesn't get notified. That's not the answer I'm looking for. He goes, it's not like that, okay? Yeah, Kathy, where's Kathy? Where are you, Kathy?
Ricky P got his.
He's the only one. He's the only one that said he got,
Well, I'm number 2 then. I got it too.
I didn't get it. Trying to tell me I don't have my notification on? Wow, so I guess, there she is. I'm not getting the notification either. How about you, Tammy? Are you getting notifications? Katie, are you getting notifications? Can you really tell me? I watched some of your really old videos on Communities Outside. I was like, who is this guy in a suit and driving a van? Wow, Katie, that's really old. I really thought about going back to the suit, actually, just to be a little more efficient. Hold on a second. I got to talk to Tori here, my new assistant. I'm going to see if she got notified. No, she didn't get notified. All right. Let's see. Who else is? Okay. Nope. I was thought maybe somebody else from the live stream. By the way, y'all, as you guys who are regulars heard last week, Skip called in, and you could always call in if you have any questions or if you would like to chat with Kerry. Feel free to call, and we'll put you on the speaker, and we can have a little chat on the cell phone rather than in the chat room. So that's always available to you if that's easier, and if you want to have a really nice two-way conversation. Actually, let me turn this so Kerry can see a little bit of it as well. All right, so let's keep moving along. Let me go back. But Katie, I missed that. I watched some of your really old videos and communities. And I guess, you know what, I probably need to do that. I really had, well, back in the day, like in 2022, coming out of COVID, when things were just flying off the shelves, I had an issue with the developer over on Top of the World. So I'm like, whatever, you know, he didn't want me to be promoting his community. He thought maybe he's paying me for some people that already knew about On Top of the World, which I already debunked that one. So let's see. Let me go back. I told you I've been around for a while. We have a water heater. I don't think I missed anybody. I beat Katie with the leaf bags. Y'all up north supposed to have a lot more leaves than us down here. I don't know what the deal is. So, all right. So I guess I'm already at the top. I don't know what happened because I thought Gary was number 1 and I don't see him anymore. So let's go back down towards the bottom. Scott Homa, I never get the notifications. So Scott, Christian is sitting here telling me that all of y'all that haven't been getting notifications have not hit the notification icon whenever you join our YouTube channel as a subscriber. So please let me know if y'all have, if all of you have hit the notification icon, because that would be interesting to me.
I think
And
it's
they
in
have to
it's
allow
in
you-
2 places though, right?
Yeah, you have to
They
allow-
actually have to go into the notifications area in their settings.
Mhm.
And then in YouTube itself, they have to hit notifications as well
Yes.
for the particular channel, right?
So what we're all saying is, you have to go into your notifications. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this with everybody. Here we go. You ready? So here's my phone. I have an Android. So I hit my settings. Then I'm going to go to notifications. All right. Notification pop-up style, hide content while locked. Please choose whether to hide your notification content while your phone is locked. Mine says show always, so I don't have that issue. Notification pop-up style, brief, so it'll pop up as a notification. And status bar, icons. So that's it for me. Advanced settings. So show app icon and notifications. I don't have a snooze button.
So now go to the YouTube app.
That could be the other thing. Is if their
Minutes,
phone's off.
notification
not get it too.
categories for each app. Go to the YouTube app.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to YouTube. And YouTube.
Yeah. And then just search Homes Around the Villages because that's the channel they'll want to subscribe to.
Check your channel. All right, Homes Around the Villages with Ira Miller. Ah, I'm sleeping. All right, here I am.
So on the View channel, here actually, let me show them what it would look like for a user who's not you, since you're So they have the subscribe. If I'm on the screen, you hit subscribe. There's a bell icon. I have to make sure it goes to all, so you get all the notifications. And then YouTube also has a separate section under settings, notifications.
Don't go
channels.
too fast. You're going too fast.
Oh, no problem. Under settings, notifications, channel settings, and you have to make sure that this is also set to all. And you'll be able to see your whole list of channels that you're subscribed to.
Lot to do.
Oh yeah.
but that's how you get it done.
Well, settings in YouTube.
I'm not sure how you could get notified though as the owner. I never even looked into that.
And then switch or manage account, notifications, here we go. Get all your notifications as a daily digest at 7 p.m. Recommended videos. Notify me of videos I might like based on what I watch. Mine's actually off. So I turned it on. Recommend everything else is on for me except scheduled digest. Get all your notifications as a daily digest. I don't need a daily digest. So that's what you need to do, y'all. You need to make sure it's on your phone under settings, notifications, all, and then when you go to YouTube, make sure Now, they don't have to have a YouTube. They would go to my YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, but to subscribe, they need a YouTube account.
And they have to go to their YouTube account.
Yeah, once they're logged in, then they can subscribe to your channel.
Okay.
And that's also anyone who is leaving comments is already subscribed.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking here. Thanks, Kyle. I mean, it's hard for me to even repeat what you're saying, but everybody else can read that. Pam in Georgia, I get notified. I have my bell set up to receive all notifications. There you go. Thank you, Pam.
You know, what Kyle said, though, is that a lot of the times the developers aren't users. So they make it for as a developer, but because I went through this because I used to be not in IT, but I did like software stuff at one point, setups, and they have to have users do it because they make it too complicated. Like you have to go here and then you have to go here and here and here.
Yeah,
you know,
like we just
you just
had
did.
to do.
Yeah, they don't make it simple. Like,
and who knew?
Hey, you really should just be able to talk to the phone and say, hey, make sure I get notifications on Ira Miller's channel. Okay, and then boom, you're done.
Yeah.
But you know, they don't do that.
It's crazy. Katie says, I've noticed that some software releases reset notification settings.
Yep.
Those darn and that's another, man,
Yep.
I hate it when they want me to update my phone because that always screws everything up. So if you ever get a mandatory update, you might want to go back to your notifications and check and make sure that it's still on there.
I agree with that.
Kerry, you got any last minute words of wisdom that you can share with us this evening before we let you go?
The only thing I'd say is that one of the things that I often see is that people will come down and, you know, they're not preparing to purchase a home, but then all of a sudden they want to make an offer and they're not ready. If you have any inclination that you're going to purchase a home when you visit, just talk to a lender first and get pre-approved, you know, and know all the documents you have to give to them, because it's going to make it much easier for your offer to get accepted if you have a pre-approval letter, you know, and it's not a last minute thing.
And also what you can afford.
Yes, also that.
Because there's that debt to income ratio thing.
Right. Well, you know, and then the other thing, Ira, I think that, you know, it's important that whoever you use, that they give you some scenarios up front so you know what you're getting into, right? Especially here in the villages because of the non-ad valorem, you know, the bond, the maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes, if there's no bond, that's great. But,
right,
you know, if there is, then it's going to be, their tax is going to be a little higher than what you expected sometimes.
Well, a little higher. Don't go to the new area.
They're going to be quite a bit higher.
You're
down
almost $3
sure.
grand just for the bond alone.
Actually, more than that. Oh yeah, $3,700 a year.
For the just for the
bond,
the yearly bond
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah.
It's gotten. It's
and then if you add $700 on a maintenance fee, it's going to be more. You just
Yeah.
want to know that up front. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're close to 10 grand, and just in taxes. Now, some people from Long Island or down in Naples or somewhere, that might not be bad for them. But a poor man like me, I'm used to paying $3,500, $4,000, $10,000 in taxes is crazy.
It's a lot.
Fred Gillis, sorry if I missed it. What is Kerry's contact information? I don't know what this thing up here is hanging out. But Christian, is this? So this is Kerry's information. Where did this come from, Kerry?
I think last time last time we had that. So my cell phone number's on there. So I have my cell phone with me all the time. So you can call the cell phone.
We're gonna post your We're gonna post Kerry's information. Let's see. I don't even see. I don't even see my. Oh, here we go. Over here, no. Over here, no. Over here, no. Where did you go? Okay, let's see. I don't see my back button.
He wants to get back to the channel. He has my information up there right now.
Oh.
It was just hanging out up there.
Let me see something else. There you go.
Okay, they're wanting. See, what is this up here?
That's a pin. So that way it's always at the top of the chat for any new people, so they can get his contact info.
Well,
from there. And then I reposted it at the bottom too. So.
Let's see. Okay, so there's Kerry's information from Christian.
I did your phone, email, and a link to your website.
Great. Okay.
Let's
Thanks.
see. Let me. Okay, so Fred, sorry if I missed. What is Kerry's contact information? It's up here at the top. I'm guessing you can see it. I'm not.
And the bottom. I have it in both.
So it's the top and the bottom, but this right up here, I don't understand how people. Where? Show me on the chat, Christian.
What a pin looks like. So right here, like the computer puts it at the bottom, but if I click on it, it opens up to his email, his phone number, and a link to the website.
All right, so Fred, let me know if you see that.
If not, if you look under his chat window, I also have it there as well.
So it's either in the chat or
Pinned at the top.
pinned at the top, which is what I'm looking at here. So let me know. I beta test software. Okay, 60,000 for a bond. Man, we're up to 60 grand. Those bonds are insane. It's nuts. Not only that, you guys. Not only that, but for whatever reason, the Village's developer decided in their infinite wisdom, they're going to go ahead and put a city tax on you down there as well for the city of Wildwood. So not only are you paying a Sumter County tax, not only are you paying a huge bond every year, but now you're paying the city of Wildwood as well. I don't understand that one. They don't give you, Wildwood doesn't give you any services whatsoever. Police, sewer, water, none of that. That to me is insane. I don't understand. And then Glenn, that's why I am decided not to move to the Villages. Too many fees, that would drive me crazy. So get with me, Glenn, and we will show you some good options on where you can go. And I'll give you some suggestions. Should we find a lender near the Villages once we're ready to buy, since we live in Tallahassee? Yes.
You want to use a local person, you know, whether it's me or somebody else. And the reason you want to do that is because the Villages is a little bit different, you know, especially when it comes to the taxes and the bond. And then, you know, there's no HOA, there's an amenity fee, and it's a community development district. It's not an HOA. So there's a number of differences. So get somebody local.
Yep. Glenn, I could suggest On Top of the World. I can suggest Del Webb Stone Creek, Spruce Creek, Stonecrest. We have a lot of options for you if you want to move to the area. If you want to take advantage of the squares, you can do that as well. They're open to the public and live in another community. I can help you with that. If you're watching on TV, you may not be able to see Kerry's contact info. You should be able to see it on your phone. What about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it just is your big picture. I don't know if they can see any of the chats on the TV.
They can always look me up. I mean, it's Assure Home Funding. They could just go online, and they can look at our reviews if they like, and you can look at our website as well.
And this will be immediately uploaded after the fact. So
Great.
if you ever need to review it, everyone can click on the link under our live to see it.
There you go.
Great.
Check it out at the end when our live stream goes and is put on our YouTube channel. Brian is asking, if I buy a house for cash, how do I get a low-end closing cost? Closing costs are very low for buyers right off the bat. Sellers are the ones that have to buy. So if you have no mortgage closing costs, then you have maybe, I'm going to say maybe, and this is not including taxes because you have prorated taxes, and it depends on where at in the year that you, when you buy and you close, of what your closing costs are going to be if you're talking about prorated taxes. But other than that, other than prorated taxes and home inspections, take that out of the equation, you're probably $500.
Title fee, though. It really depends. The title will have a closing cost to it, because they're going to close it and then they're going to do the deed and stuff like that.
Right.
So there are some costs there. And title, it could be $400 to $600 probably. So for the title closings, because title does make closings, and
I see title search fees, and I see
but they have a closing fee too. Yeah,
they have a closing fee.
yeah. It's
Is that what
typically
you're talking about?
yeah, it's typically
yeah.
$500 to $600. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I use Freedom Title.
Okay.
They're about $350.
Okay, that's good. Maybe on cash they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know on the mortgage side that's more, but they're doing more work on the mortgage side.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So, so there you go, Brian. You pay very little. Kerry, any estimate on interest rates for the remainder of 2026?
no, the experts don't know. So right now, I think they're going to remain kind of flat, and then we'll see what happens when the new Fed chairman comes in and when we stop our little interaction with Iran.
So where are we at right now today for a 20% down on a conventional mortgage?
About 6.5 with really good credit, roughly.
There you go.
Right.
That's good to know. That's what we're looking for, right?
Right.
So actually, that's better than what it had been a couple of years ago.
Yeah, for a conventional now, VA would be right about 6%. So,
Really?
and FHA would be right a little bit higher than VA, so a little bit higher than 6.
Oh, dang.
So, or FHA, yeah, FHA would be a little higher than VA. So, yeah.
So why would somebody not want to go with an FHA at 3.5% down?
Because there's mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. So
even when you get down past.
doesn't matter. Yeah, unless you put 10%. Yeah, there's all sorts of little rules. There's mortgage insurance, and there's a funding fee on it. So it really depends. So on each client, really.
Could you put 20% up front on an FHA?
Yeah, you could, but you're going to have mortgage insurance for at least 11 years then.
Still.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, exactly, right? So, but if you don't have good credit and you're buying a pre-owned home, then that might be your only option.
Are they taking PMI up front for VAs?
If a veteran is 10% disabled, there's no funding fee. But for somebody who's not disabled on a VA loan, there is a funding fee up front, and it varies.
A funding fee.
A funding fee, yeah.
And
that's basically a type of mortgage insurance is what it is.
Gotcha.
Up front. But it goes into the loan, by the way. So say you're buying a place for $200 and you did 0 down, the funding fee might be another $2,500. So your loan could be $200 plus the $2,000, $2,500. So.
Gotcha. All right, that's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I want to go when I build my next house, my next forever home, as they always say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really hot on wanting to build in a certain area closer to the villages, which I probably should have done about 15 years ago, but circumstances happen. How's that? So you can't get the house reappraised after a year and get rid of PMI anymore. For an FHA?
Not for an FHA, you can't. No, but for conventional, typically it's 2 years that you have to have mortgage insurance on a conventional loan. You know, and
Less
then,
than 20% down.
yeah, and then you have to call the servicer to make sure that they'll do it, and then you have to have an appraisal done also. And then, you know, if your value is less than 80% of, excuse me, if your balance of your loan is less than 80% of the value of the home, you might be able to get off.
Jump off that
Yep.
PMI wagon.
Yep, I hate PMI.
Yeah. Don't want to get caught up in that.
No.
All right. These are all good questions. Thank you guys for asking, for jumping on here. Just when I said I'm going to let Kerry go, now all the questions.
Yeah, thanks for piling on. My wife is wondering where I am.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're helping us figure out the notifications.
I'm with IM Realty.
Hopefully she joined us on the live stream. She'll know exactly where you are.
Exactly.
All right, what time we got? We got 7:30. We're gonna let Kerry go.
Well, thank you, Ira.
And I appreciate you coming out and
I really appreciate it.
joining us.
Thanks for letting me join you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks again.
Thank you for
Thanks,
coming.
Christian.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Okay. Huh?
That mic.
Oh, no, I'm taking it. No. Here you go. Thanks a lot.
They go for a while, so they might.
Bring my mic back.
Thanks.
All right. So I always learn stuff whenever Kerry comes by. And so I like picking his brain. And this way I don't feel guilty about just calling him up out of the clear blue sky. But yeah, he's a good guy, really is. And he's a straight shooter, which they're hard to find. And not only that, but he answers his phone when you call him. And if he doesn't answer, he'll text you. Hey, I'm with a client. I'll call you as soon as I'm done. I'll call you in a half hour or whatever. The guy's great at communication. And I'm telling you, that is so important to me, is that communication aspect, because you know, he knows when I'm calling, it's important. I have a customer more than likely that has a question, and so we want to try to get that question answered as soon as possible. All right, let's go ahead and do our typical market report, you guys. So let's kind of, where am I going to find that? Number one?
So I think you still have yourself in. Yeah, if we just, there you go. We'll put you back in picture and go small.
Market report.
By the way, would you like me to stay?
No, you can leave.
Okay. By the way, everything for your appointment tomorrow is in your laptop bag for you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yep, you too. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for staying.
Of course.
All right, so here we are. Let's see. So it says market reports up here, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about market reports. Are they down here? They always switch. I don't know. They switch. Here we are. Now they're in the middle. I think last week they were on the right-hand side, and now this week in the middle. So, very important. New listings, 56. I think last week it was like 72, if I'm not mistaken. Price increases, only 2. Price decrease, all right, price decrease, 96. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm just going to throw myself under the bus. Whenever I have a listing, I do a market analysis and I tell people, okay, this is what the market says your home is worth. If it sits on the market for a while, I try to create value in a home, and I try to get people to go ahead and put money into the home to update it, because what you're looking for an updated home, right? So you would much rather have a home that has granite, that has LVP flooring throughout, that has the newer stainless steel appliances, and all that other good stuff that has the popcorn removed and knocked down ceiling texture, right? Isn't that what everybody's looking for? So that's always my suggestion. But I'll tell you, I mean, in my experience and doing this over the years and years, I never used to take a lot of listings. I'm pretty much been a buyer's agent most of my career. Until I got into this office in the last 3 years did I start getting more and more listings. And so I have come to find out that price decreases is the way to go. So an old dog like me can still learn new things. So price decreases, 96 price decreases. So 56 new listings on the market, 2 increase. Increase, why would they increase? Probably do just like I said. They went ahead and put the necessary upgrades in the home and then they increased the value. Or maybe they put a new roof on the home, increased the value, right? Back on the market, 13 homes back on the market. So here's a good indicator, 56 new listings, 55 sold, closed listings. I like that. That's keeping the inventory level. 53 pending. I like that too, because now not only did 55 homes close, but 53, and that's only in the last week, right, guys? We know that this is a 7-day time frame we're talking about. So 55 sold in the last week, which went under contract, which went pending probably 30 days ago. That's typical. And then 53 temporarily off the market, 3 withdrawn, 0 and 8 canceled. Okay, so that's a pretty good indicator of what the market is doing. And then we always kind of go over here just to kind of see, okay, what are we doing as far as active, pending, and sold? So 596. Is that what it is? Yes. 596 homes. Well, the peak of homes on the market got up to as high as 710. Well, what I can tell you is 596 matches, and those are, if we look right here, that's the villages, okay? All right, so let's kind of, we're going to go now and we're going to say pending. And what I have found is 0 to 8 pretty much matches what we just saw. So 52 matches. I think my MLS said 53. I don't know why there's that one home discrepancy. And then we're going to talk about, let's see, go from pending to sold. And again, what sold last week? 52 matches sold, 52 pending, 52 sold. I think there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. So 52 and 52, but down here, let's see. This says 55 sold and pending and 53 pending. So 52 and 52 is what my MLS is saying. Why it's on my dashboard a little bit different, I have not a clue. Because if I said 0 to 7, it would be even lower, right, than what these are showing. But that's what the market's doing today. All right. Again, I always kind of say that I'm going to make myself a note. Call MLS and find out how to get 1 year ago marketing report, because it never works. I don't know why it doesn't work. I mean, I'll try it again, as I always do, and it never works anyways. So, pending. I guess I'll use my phone. Let's see. So 365 days, right? And then, so to 357. Is that 7 days? 8. 7 days. See, 0. Maybe I got to go the other way. 358 to 365. See, it never. So there's a 7. Oh, that's 2. What the heck? 3. There we go. 0. Or 365 to 358. 0. See, that should work. Never works for me. I don't know what to tell you. So, let's see. All right, so that's that. Let me see. Oh, Renee was telling me about Mr. Jace Gallagher. Let's kind of do that again. Hold up. Let's see. Oh, Christian didn't put Jace up here. What the heck? Dude, shame on you. There he is. Well, that was easy enough. All right, so I believe he was at, today is the 30th. So okay, here we are. Oh, that's one. Why is it that, oh, yeah, my man's on vacation. That's cool. So, yeah, he's gone. Well, I thought that he was playing boosters tonight. I have to text him. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Okay, let's see. Did you play boosters tonight? Thought he was, and then I thought he was leaving tomorrow, right? To go to wherever he's going on vacation. But if he answers, then he didn't play boosters. If he doesn't answer, then he probably is still playing boosters. And I guess he plays the 8 o'clock, I think. I can't remember. Anyways, so when will he be back? Well, Racer Girl says the 20th. There you go. Monday. Boosters. And May 1st. So let me just give you all a little calendar here. Oh my gosh. This is not. Here we go. All right. April 1st is a Wednesday. and May 1st. So May 4th. May 4th will be oh no. Yeah, no, he wasn't at Boosters today. I thought he was. So it's a good thing I didn't go to Boosters. Hold on, let's see something. I gotta laugh at him a second. Anyways, so no. All right, he ate too much. Okay, so good thing we didn't go do our remote from there. So I'll be back May 4th, taking April off, which I really haven't done in the last 4 years, right? Actually, I think I showed you. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this is, I think I showed you my YouTube channel and my live. So let's see. Go to my channel and live stream. So dispelling rumors about the villages, part 2, homes around the villages live. Let's see, 10 months ago. Well, I know for at least the last 2 years, I've been doing this every single week for at least 2 years. Let's see, streamed. This one looks like once a month. 2 years ago. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, see here, this was pretty much every week. No. Brian Spencer, every 2 weeks. Oh, there's Jamie Miller. Right now, and so I just feel like it's going to continue to go up, and then the real estate market. That's what I'll do with my my next YouTube live, May 4th, is have Miss Miller. She's been called Miss Miller since she was 2 years old. Her grandmother, Mimi, called her Miss Miller, and everybody else, it just took off from there. So that's what we'll have to have. We have to have an update from Miss Miller, right? Let's see. Okay. Anyways, that might be how I'll bring it back. So y'all be looking for, take care of your notifications, y'all, please, in your phone, in your YouTube channel, because Now, you might want to ask me where your, these are all my analytics. So this is what I have on my side. I wonder what happened to Jax. Haven't seen Jax in a while. If anybody knows Jax, tell Jax I'm gonna have to start coming back and finding some of these people. Magic the Mastiff. Whoa. There you go. Ira deserves a year-long vacation according to Magic the Mastiff, but I'm going to take a month, regroup. Hopefully we'll get a lot of people coming back, get the interest built back up. I can see today we had 287 people show up on our live stream this evening, which makes me very happy. Because I think last week we struggled to even get 200. So I think we're at 199 or something. That started the wheels turning. Anyways, that's what I think we're going to do. So May 4th, I will be back. And thank you all for joining us this evening. And I'll think of something really cool. Let me see. Is there anything on Jace Gallagher on May 4th? Ooh. No, he's up in Chesapeake, back in Maryland. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, he won't be back to May 18th. So April 27th, boosters, and then he's out of here. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for, yeah, there you go. Easter break. I like that. Let me go over here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Jane, thank you for jumping on this evening. What was the wildwood tax the villages in? What was the wildwood tax the villages in incorporating? I'll show you real quick. If you wanna hang out here for just a second. Good question. Searching. Go for, where are we? So, let me see something. So if I have any new 2025 plus. So here's a couple 2025 homes. Okay. And we're going to say patio villas. Well, you're not really going to get your, well, anyways, this will help us with what the wildwood taxes do. Okay, so let's see how much more you're paying just in wildwood taxes. I think it's like $1,000 or something, but let's take a look. We'll go here and here and taxes. I got to get my, okay, here we go. Tax bill. All right. All this is public knowledge, by the way. You can see what I just did. Annual bill. So, City of Wildwood. All right. First of all, I'm going to have to say I should have went to 2024 because you can see what they're taxing you on right here. $21,500. That's only on the lot. So for the first year that you own that home, since this is a 2025, they only use the lot, okay? So $276 in taxes. No, let's go back and let's get realistic here. And I'm going to go back to my criteria and let's say 2024. I think that might get us where we need to be. Okay, so, $1 million homes. Let's get something reasonable. So 459, that's about average, okay? So let's see. Okay, up here. Taxes, 4,000. See, even that's low. You know why that's low? They don't charge you for your bond for the first 2 years. Okay? Remember that. You do not get charged for your bond for the first 2 years, and I'll show you. All right. Let's see. See what you learn here? Thanks for sticking around. All right. So they bought this home for $448,900. Tax bill. So watch this. You'll see nothing for the bond. You know why that is? It's so the developer doesn't have to pay on that bond at all. So it gives them 2 years to get their home sold. Ooh, here's taxes, 8,000. Now this is more realistic, right? So whoever this person is saying that this property only has $4,100 in taxes, well, technically, no. I mean, they're all screwed up. They do not have this correct. So anyways, $8,400. What is this all about? So I don't know. They're not being forthcoming. All right, City of Wildwood, $876.67. Remember I told you it's about 1,000? There you go. So they have their homestead exemptions on their home here. And what I'll tell you here, down here, the bond. Oh, well, see, here you go, $3,357 just to pay the bond off. Remember Kerry said that? And he said $700 for your maintenance assessment. $700 a year takes care of the common areas at your entrance of your community, okay? You actually have more assessments. You have to pay more in assessments than you do taxes down here in a 2024 home. So where is that home located? Let's look. Okay. County Road 470, so they got you. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, this is on this side of the turnpike. Where's Bexley? Is this Bexley? Yeah, Bexley Trails here. So this is kind of down. Doesn't even show it being developed yet. So, but there you go. That answers your question. I think. What was the Wildwood tax the villages incorporating? And why they did it? I have no idea. I'm sure it had to do with something like that. All right, anyways. So Missy Mo's out of here. Good night, Missy. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Hope to see you next month. Jane D. And thank you for the mini break wishes. enjoy your spring break. And yes, night, everyone. Will you be on Jerry and Linda's? I hope. I don't know. I got to reach out to Jerry and Linda and Skip. Brad Shea. Oh, hey, yeah, Brad. That was cool. I saw Brad over at Skip Smith last week. So that was cool. The new bonds are crazy. All right, y'all. Next month, May 4th. I'll see you then. Unless something else happens and I feel like I need to go ahead and jump back on for what is that? A PSA, public service announcement, right? Okay, let me just get myself set up here. And there we go. Night, everybody. Love y'all. Have a wonderful April. Have a great week and even a better week.